Appreciate you for joining in. If you're joining in for the first time, please subscribe. We'd appreciate that. Let's talk about more people Chevy doesn't like, because this is the big news of the week, though. We can't take away that. Jon Jones retiring, perhaps the greatest fighter of all time, perhaps the biggest problem PR-wise for the UFC of all time as well.
Ooh, it's close.
Yeah, there's a few. Conor McGregor. Well, yeah, we got some out there, but he's had a Hall of Fame in both senses.
He is what you would call polarizing for sure.
Yes. He got into some more legal trouble, as you know, and I don't even know if it was anything major, but do you think because part of me thinks this, right? It's that he's going to go out of the testing pool and then miraculously just show up again here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, do you think we see that? I hope we don't.
Yeah. So that I would not be surprised, so Tom Aspinall now is the real champ. Thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
And so if he builds a resume worthy of Jon Jones, like I was saying before, Jon Jones should have dropped this title a while ago if he wasn't sure he wanted to fight. If he comes back, whatever he's doing outside of the octagon, he's not in the UFC. I don't care at this point. Do whatever you want, and then come back and test clean beforehand, or don't. That's a whole nother thing. Bring all the steroids back into UFC. These cards are so boring. I don't care. Juice them all up. Anyway, that's a different around the ring topic. But and immediate title shot for him. He's earned it, with his legacy, which he has certainly tarnished on this holding on to this title for so long, and it coming out that he set terms for this fight with Tom, and the UFC said okay, and then he decided he didn't want to go on those terms. So all these claims of him ducking seem certainly more relevant now. Ariel Helwani was talking about it. Obviously, we know he's a credible news source in these instances. So yeah, tarnished legacy. You could say greatest of all time. Certainly had the skills.
For sure.
But, leaving the way he did, it's suspect. Certainly the greatest light heavyweight of all time. Not even close.
And I wanted to say, to be balanced too about this, if we're going to talk about this man's careers, obviously everything he's done outside of the octagon is a big part of that. But if you were to separate it, and even that's going to be disputed because of the steroids and everything. But if you were just to say, okay, based on just performances, to me, the greatest fight this guy's ever been involved in is still going to be that first Gustafsson fight, which was back and forth, crazy fight. And the biggest rivalry would probably be Daniel Cormier, who maybe didn't push him as far. I mean, but, Cormier definitely.
DC was old when they fought, Yeah. He was already old because he came to the UFC old, came to MMA old. So,
yeah. But that rivalry and that fight with Gustafsson would probably be the two biggest rivalry and biggest fight of his career, respectively. So, Jon Jones, not going to miss you. I didn't want to see you get knocked out. I will just say that. Anyone watching, if you're a fan of Jon, that's fine. I do recognize that he was one of the greatest fighters of all time, but personally, I just wasn't a fan, and I was hoping to see Tom do that. Guess we'll never know. We'll see.